Hello, my dear friends and followers. How are you doing? Yesterday, around 7 p.m. German time, a flight took off with destination Banjul. On board, an unknown number of deportees, Gambians, that had struggled to get here and now been deported back to the Gambia. During the times of COVID-19, travel restrictions everywhere, it was no problem for the German government to charter a whole plane by the Dutch airline Corendon Airlines, which must have cost around maybe 200,000 to 300,000 euro, and sent those deportees back to the Gambia. That was no problem. I doubt that any one of them was tested. I doubt that any of the police officers on board that plane that been guarding the flight was tested as well. I don't blame the Gambian government here, as many of you guys might do it. I blame the German government. With wickedness and maybe a suitcase full of money on board, they departed and made their way to the Gambia. Whoever is responsible for this deportation flight during a time when there is travel restrictions and general restrictions everywhere, but for deportations, there are no restrictions. Everything seems to work fine, nice, and without any problems. So how can that be is the question. Families are suffering already enough. But no, with the joy of the devil, the German government forces their deportation flights still to run. They don't be scared of any money to spend. Main mission is deporting. The flight actually departed Frankfurt yesterday around 7 p.m. and reached the Banjul around 2 a.m. in the morning. It's confirmed. And the funny thing is, some greedy, smoking people been calling it a lie. But those are those people that are usually selling their own brothers to the authorities. People living here in Europe since a long time. And they wanted to call it a lie. Unfortunately, a plane is not that small that it can be overseen, and we have live pictures from the airport as well. So there are 2 or 3 questions remaining. First, and the major question for me is, how is it possible that during a time of crisis, the German government is still able to bring their deportation flights along? Second question, what happened to the crew of that plane? Well, they've been tested, they've been quarantined, they paid for their quarantine. Did they pay their airport fees? What about the nonsense, sorry for my words, personal opinion, police officers, German police officers that been aboard guarding, I think 2 police officers for each deportee, like slave traders. How they been treated after arrival in the Gambia? Did they had to pay the airport fee? Did they had to bring along a COVID-19 test? Are they quarantined on their own expenditures? No? Why not? Why do we give those wicked people a chance to enter our nation away from regulations that are in place for everyone? Gambian citizens, tourists, whoever visit our nation has to follow those regulations. Apart from those greedy police officers, these German police officers, only because they are white? That question remains here, isn't it? I hope we will hear more about this deportation flight during the next days. Even I can say that sometimes I would say some of our people here really does not deserve to be here because they are doing just nothing. But some, and even some of those people on board this plane, been falsely deported against any human rights, and the whole flight was, in my opinion, illegal because it did not follow any COVID-19 restrictions. This is a question that should be raised. Also by the media in our country. The media should not hide behind politics or whatsoever. The media should critically ask questions because that is what free media is for. Thank you for listening in. Let's pray for our brothers and their families that are not only now crippled by nonsense COVID-19 restrictions that destroyed the economy of the Gambia completely. No, now those families have lost their hope and their maybe only way to survive this COVID-19 nonsense. Many questions been asked, so I just hope we will get answers. Thank you, stay blessed, and stay healthy.